We're here now at the Seldom plant on FFAW, Seldom shrimp plant. Shrimp fishery have brought us many hours of work, but here we are today standing in an empty plant, as you can see, and this is about the way that's going to stay if we don't get our quota for this year. And if we don't get it for this year, we don't expect it any other year. We'll never open again, and this is going to be the end of our FFAW communities.
The issue here, sir, is survival of FFAW Co-op and FFAW itself. If we lose our shrimp, we lose it all. FFAW Co-op is finished. Just, and if FFAW Co-op is finished, the island is finished.
Make no question about it. Not tourism, fishing is FFAW Island. Has always been FFAW Island and it will be. The corporation is not as important as individual fishermen.
It is absolutely essential to recognize the relationship between the fishery and communities, and that community-based fishing is the only way for communities to survive. What we're seeing is the fishery becoming a resource of corporations instead of communities.
It's about the local hospital, the local schools. It's about the businesses that depend upon a strong community overall. That can be all lost, but it doesn't have to be.
I don't want to think about leaving here and leaving the fishery, something that I spent a lifetime trying to build and buying quotas and investing in it and getting a boat and working so hard, and then to just leave everything behind. I can't imagine leaving.
I was always told, and I heard the buzzword over the years, it's not your resource, it's the people's resource. I just have the opportunity and the privilege to have access to it. These investments in these vessels and enterprises now is in the millions of dollars.
It's over for here. Business, fuel, the grocery store, you name it.
The offshore is not going to do nothing for us. They can drive us out of Area 6, but just a while for them to drive us away from our houses too, because there's no way people can't stay there. You can't survive.
The inshore shrimp fishery brought $250 million to the economy in Newfoundland and Labrador last year. That's money that's spent right here. There's not a community in the province that won't be impacted by a loss of $250 million to the economy.
Why not leave it for for the small boat operators and the plant workers on the island? If we don't, the output way of life is gone. Managed right, we can. I think that we'll have a sustainable fishery, hopefully forever.
Young people can be in this fishery. It can survive if it's managed right. I think the fishery can last forever. All we want is the right to fish in our own waters, off our own shores.
We need the government to listen. Just listen to us. You can't put everybody out the door. You're not just putting out 2 or 3. You're putting out rural communities, everybody. And the big corporations wants emptiness, just emptiness.
Here's how we ensure that we have a strong, vibrant, rural Newfoundland and Labrador. We allow the people who are closest to the resource, who historically fished those grounds, to have access to that product, bring it in to land and add value to that product. The corporate offshore sector will survive no matter what. But the inshore sector and rural Newfoundland and Labrador will be devastated if we don't have access to that resource which is on our doorstep.
If I want to leave, I'd have left 40 years ago. I'm bloody 60-year-old right now, and I'd have left 40 years ago. But I want to stay here, make a living. To take it away, it's heartbreaking.
Home is where life is. This is where it all begins. This is where the fishery belongs.
And if we look after the ocean, as we have out here on FFAW Island for the last 300 years, the ocean looks after us.